Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, because another day above the dirt, even more now than ever, is a blessing. I don't even know how to start this show. I'm going to be completely honest. Okay, this is absolutely insane. But good evening, everybody. Okay, good morning, good afternoon. To all y'all who are watching all over the globe, I don't know what the hell is going on here, guys. I don't even know what to say. And yeah, the news has been absolutely insane today. I missed you guys. Would have loved to have been able to cover a lot of the stuff that was going on today, but your boy was busy. But again, this is some pretty crazy stuff. And so, of course, we need to talk about this. Once again, another plane having some issues. Major issues this time. Well, the other ones were major too, but this one, the plane burst into flames. Yeah. So, yeah, we got some things we got to talk about, guys. So get on in here. Let's get this conversation started. Hit that like button down below. Please and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please be sure to hit that follow button, all right? Hit that subscribe button here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Go and subscribe over there. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload on both channels, because a lot of times it's breaking news or it's random, okay? Don't forget to subscribe, please and thank you. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And, of course, do not forget to check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. PascalMerch.com. Go check it out. Okay? All right, guys. You know, I got to be honest. I did not think that we were going to have a conversation like this at all today. I'm going to be honest. I was planning on talking about some other things. There's been a lot of Diddy stuff that's been going on, that's been percolating. I guess that's just going to have to wait until tomorrow. But still, this is some wild stuff. And I still can't believe that this is, I mean, every single week there seems to be some sort of issue going on, and it's major. Okay. A plane catches fire. Major evacuations. People evacuating onto the wing of the plane because they can't get off the doggone plane, y'all. Real talk. It's absolutely insane what's been going on. But yes, indeed, American Airlines plane catches fire, y'all. Catches fire. All right? And once again, we're having issues with planes. When is this going to end? I do not know. And why does this keep happening all the time? I think we all want to know that. What the hell is going on? And why is this happening so damn often? Now, I know people have been sending me, statistics and saying this year, technically, it's this, that, and the third. Fine. Okay. But still, no matter what, we are seeing it in real time. Unfolding right in front of us in real time. Forget the statistics, okay? We can all agree it's scary as hell, is it not? It's terrifying, okay? You can miss me with the statistics. If I see planes catching on fire, planes crashing into each other, planes falling from the sky, planes doing all kinds of stuff.
Grab your friends and get ready for the 32nd Annual Humane Colorado Furry Scurry on Saturday, May 3rd at Washington Park.
Don't know why that turned on. I hate when they do that stuff. I hate when they do that. All right? But real talk, this is insane. All right? American Airlines flight erupts into flames at Denver Airport as terrified passengers are forced to escape onto the wing. How is this even happening? How is this plane even going up in flames on not even before it's before it takes off. It's not even about to take off. By the way, thank you, sweet baby Jesus. It didn't happen while the plane was going up, right? Before it does its takeoff. Thank God it didn't happen that way. But still, no matter what, why is this happening? It's unbelievable. And this happens way too often recently. This is not a trend I like. All right. I don't think any of us like this trend. But it's really getting us not really keen on international travel, traveling overseas, long distance trips. I mean, real talk, this is causing quite a pause on people wanting to actually get on planes and fly. But let's get into this, okay? Whether it's short or long distance travel, okay? Still, no matter what, this is some scary stuff. So again, major evacuation happened from the people inside the plane. Don't know anything yet about casualties or if there's been any injuries of any kind, but we're going to find out what's going on, okay? We're going to find out as we get into this. Like I said, I found out about this and I ran over here to give you guys this information, all right? So this is all still developing for me too. American Airlines passengers were forced to evacuate after the plane caught on fire at the Denver airport on Thursday. Today, horrifying footage shared on social media showed passengers fleeing to the tarmac as smoke plumed from the plane. The Boeing 737-800 aircraft departed Colorado Springs Airport at 4:52 p.m., okay, and was headed to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. So it was going down to Texas. And still this stuff goes down. This was going on. It was diverted to Denver shortly after takeoff when crew reported engine vibrations, according to the FAA. After landing and while taxiing, to the gate, an engine caught fire and passengers evacuated the aircraft using the slides. This is what the FAA said. And of course, we got footage we're going to be looking at here very shortly. There's all kinds of footage. So again, the crew reported engine vibrations. Like, some ain't right, guys. We're going to have to turn back around, or we're going to have to make it. We're going to have to land immediately. And thank God that they did. Let me tell you what. Thank God they did. Why? Why? Because that maybe a second longer in the air, that plane could have gone off and burst into flames midair. Imagine that. Okay? Footage from the tarmac showed the fire that has caused significant damage to the plane. I don't think anybody gives a damn about the plane. Is everybody okay? Right? With one area on the right side above the wing charred black. Emergency slides had been activated and people were seen walking around the tarmac near the aircraft being ushered to safety. And look at this. Look at that. Look at this right here. The people just chilling on the wing. That's some crazy stuff. It comes after a spate of concerning air accidents. Well, we already know about all this stuff. We already know about the in-air, mid-air collisions, the all that stuff. The plane that landed upside down like 3 weeks ago. Remember that? But look at that. Everybody on the wing. Scary, right? Plane on fire. Passengers trying to leave Denver International Airport told KDVR there was an aircraft fire to an American Airlines plane that was sitting at gate C38 on Thursday evening, producing visible smoke. Passengers were evacuated and the slides were deployed. This is what the airport said. A video taken from inside the airport looking out to the plane showed ladders being assembled by ground crew beneath the wing to help escort people down. Portable stairs were eventually stationed at the end of the wing, and passengers were helped down to the tarmac where they gathered back inside the airport. I'd be running as fast as I freaking could, as fast as my little feet could carry me, as far away from that mother-loving plane as I could. Because you got to remember, jet fuel, plane fuel is highly combustible. And I've seen way too many movies. I've watched Passenger 57 a few too many times. Okay, so let me just be real. I'm not gonna want to stand around by that plane. Not 5 more seconds longer. As soon as my feet hit that tarmac, I'm running. Okay, I'm gone. They're gonna be like, "Where did Pascal go?" Me gone. Okay, kicking rocks. Andale, reba. or reba. I don't know how they say it. You know, Speedy Gonzalez. Okay? Andale, indeed. I'm gone. Because that's some highly combustible stuff. Period. Moving on. Let's see. It says thick plumes of black smoke were seen billowing into the air in videos shared online. Emergency services were seen dousing the plane in water while the plane was still stationed at Terminal C of the airport. One man was seen clutching onto a woman as they carefully navigated the wobbly wing of the aircraft. The cause of the fire is unknown, and it is unclear if anyone was injured. The FAA is still investigating this situation. Yeah, I said andale. Yeah. Look at that. That's some scary stuff, y'all. That's some scary stuff. No lie. That is some scary stuff. Let's take a look. They got a video up on top. Let's see what this.
Oh, what happened?
It's on fire.
Whoever said that in the beginning, let me turn that all the way up so we can hear that too real quick.
Oh, what happened?
It's on fire.
Hold on. No. Let's see that again. Hold on. Okay. Let's play that one more again. That was pretty fast.
Oh, what happened?
It's on fire.
Oh, what happened?
It's on fire.
I mean, no matter what, that is some really scary stuff. There's some other video clips here as well. Again, I mean, this is just insane in the membrane, okay? Like I said, this terrifying. I'd be like, is it too late for a refund? Where are we going? We going to Italy? Oh, okay. So then we going to make ourselves a boat and we going to sail. I'm just saying. I'd be like, can I get a refund for my flight? Do you mind? No, seriously. After seeing that, I want a refund right now.
Yeah.
Hearing about this, I'm sorry, but this plane right here, this plane that's probably filled with people leaving the tarmac, going towards the runway, I'm wondering what they're thinking right now. All of them. They're like, we're not taking off now, are we? Because that just happened, right? Think about that, y'all. That is some And cruise, I'm just saying, cruises sound sexy as hell. But then suddenly, boats aren't good either right now, too. Okay, so it's like all kinds of transportation. Sorry, I'm pumping the arms. Okay, 90-degree angle. Okay, sharp elbows. Keeping those knees high and tight. And I'm gone. I don't need underwear. I could go to Marshall's and get more. You know what I'm saying? I could go to Kohl's and get more underwear. I don't need my carry-on. Bye. I'm running. I'm sorry. I'm running so hard. I'm sorry. I'm out.
Oh my gosh. Those must be passengers.
He figured that out. Congratulations. It's okay. He figured it out now. Look at him go. Indeed. Okay. Scary stuff. Okay. And honestly, Lynn, I appreciate that. That means a lot because there's no such thing as having too much underwear, from my understanding. Okay. I'm just gonna be real. All right. There's just bye. I'm out. Forget my carry-on. All right. Unless I'm Star Fury, okay, who's got millions of dollars in that bag, then shoot, I'm with you the entire time we on that ride. Okay. I'm running next to you and going, you got your bag? You do? Okay. Half. Okay. I'll play security for you. And then you give me half of that bag. All right. But still scary stuff here, guys. Absolutely terrifying stuff. Okay. Terrifying. And yeah, everything would be left on that plane. I don't care. I'm gone. Plenty of hoodies in the world. Plenty of sneakers in the world. Okay. Just me, my soul still intact in this vessel of mine. That's all that matters for me. All right. Let's just be real. Okay. But there's more if I'm correct. So let's take a look. We'll probably come back to that one again here in a second. But yeah, look at that. That's insane. Crikey. Look at this. You realize that I'm so sorry that I keep saying this over and over again, but I'm going to say it over and over again, dagnabbit. I see this when I'm on that plane. I'm finding a way to hop off the mother-loving wing and I'm running. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've seen way too many Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Okay. I'm a kid of the 90s. I grew up with a lot of like late 80s, early 90s, action flicks where, you just see one spark and the whole thing goes up and explodes and you're, jumping, the explosion, the jumping explosion thing. All right. I'm not messing with that. Highly combustible fluids are in that plane. I'm gone. That's terrifying.
Please do not leave items unattended. Report any unattended.
Yeah, Die Hard 2, all the Die Hards basically, Mission Impossibles, all of them.
Please do not leave items
Drop Zone, hell yeah.
Report any unattended.
Passenger 57, always bet on black. Come on now. Every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, part 2, part 3. Scary stuff, guys.
Please do not leave items unattended. Report.
So yeah, this is crazy. From my understanding, until we hear anything else, it sounds like there aren't any casualties so far. Thank God. All right. Real talk. Thank God. Okay. An American Airlines plane just caught fire at Denver Airport. I'm sorry, but these incidents certainly seem to be happening more following the government shakeups at the FAA and TSA. I'm just reading a comment on X. All right. Coincidence or irresponsible government? I don't know about all that. Okay. All I know is that there's some really bad stuff going on. And why is this? My mouse is tripping. And this has got to stop. Okay. This is just insane. Okay. But let's take a look at this one too. A whole other angle. Like I said, there's going to be plenty of angles now because this is happening in broad daylight. The plane looks like was on fire for a good long time there. People were evacuating from the place, from the plane itself, which is absolutely terrifying. And then what happened? Nothing happens, right? Nothing. But I'm wondering if there's things that could have been done to prevent these things from happening. We've always heard that situation. Oh, maybe they, were checking the things that they need to check, but they overlooked one checkpoint, right? As far as the equipment and all that stuff. Haven't we noticed that a lot of these things, except for the collision, midair collision in Washington, D.C., aside from that, everything else that we've seen has been a mechanical error of some sort, right? Now, we don't know about the midair collision in over the Potomac River and losing 67 people. We don't know the full scope of that yet. Okay, but they're now saying that it wasn't a fluke accident, which is also very interesting. Now, I know that's a little bit of a different conversation in itself, but just to give you guys that information, they're now saying that it wasn't a fluke accident. So again, if we keep seeing these quote unquote mechanical errors happening over and over and over that are causing these planes to flip upside down, okay, to fall from the sky, etc., who are the people that are maintaining these planes, and are they really doing everything by the book before they take these planes out to take off and fly thousands of miles a day? Something to think about. But let's take a look at this. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be terrified too. I'm going to put this on repeat for a second, okay, without the sound. But imagine being one of those people, one of those passengers on this plane, okay? Now, I will say this too. Somebody said in the chat, and I appreciate the question. Jay Richardson said, mechanical errors, are you sure? Well, with this one, they said that the engine, there was vibrations in the engine, and then they landed. And as they were taxiing back towards the tarmac, back towards the gates, the engine went up into flames. So I would assume that's a mechanical error. Okay. It's not like somebody ran up with a Molotov cocktail and just threw it into the engine, right? Because then we would hear that story. We'd hear a person came out into the tarmac and tossed a Molotov cocktail into the engine, causing it to combust into flames. But that didn't happen. There was vibrations in the plane while they were in mid-flight. They diverted to Denver International Airport and they landed. As soon as they landed and they're, driving their way to the tarmac towards the gates, the engine bursts into flames. Sounds like a mechanical error to me. Now, could that be man-made, right? Somebody overlooking something, somebody causing the engine to malfunction? Yeah, there's definitely some ways of that happening, for sure. But do we have proof of that right now? No, we do not. So before we jump to conclusions and before we start pointing fingers at things, like some people are like, oh, it's just DEI, just DEI. Just common sense. That's what it is, common sense. Instead of we going down that route, let's find out what's going on really first before we start assuming things, right? But the question is, like Jack Ball just said, is this bad maintenance? Did somebody overlook something? Is this laziness? Is this complacency? Or is this just good old-fashioned wear and tear? Which, by the way, then whoever's maintaining these planes would know about certain things wearing and tearing because they need to make sure they're doing, you know what I mean? They're doing their due diligence. Oh, Jay, I know you're not blaming anybody. I'm sorry. I was just adding to what you said, okay? You didn't say that. I just added to it, okay? But that was a good question, though. Mechanical errors, are you sure? You know what I mean? It could be mechanical errors done by, clearly it was human error, right? But it could also just be from wear and tear, which is possible, right? These planes are flying constantly every single day, thousands upon thousands of miles a day. How often are they really getting their checkups? I know that sounds weird, but how often are they getting their, like the inner workings done? How often are they getting their blood work done? How often are they, getting their physical, for lack of a better term, when they're just running nonstop like that, right? It's something to think about, right? Is this definitely something to think about? But let me get some of these members chats here really quick. Corey, thank you so much for being a member for the past 2 months. I appreciate it. What the hell now? Absolutely. Same. I think the same way. Like I said, it's like this is not tantalizing at all. Okay. And for everyone who's about to go on spring break or, summer vacation and all that stuff, please be safe. I know you have no control over these planes, but at the same time, just be safe. All right. Beal Boy's mom, what's up? Thank you so much for being a member for the past over a whole year, 18 months. Year and a half. I appreciate it. Hello, Pascal family. I already don't like flying. This has sealed the deal for me. I'll just stay home. Shoot, I'm just saying, that car looks more and more attractive every day, right? That long distance road trip just is screaming everyone's name right now, I'm sure. Immortal, what up? Thank you so much for your support for so long. I appreciate it, Immortal. Gonna do a follow up when the CEO gets their raise and bonus this year. Sure. Why not? Okay. But yeah, very interesting stuff. And then from my understanding, wasn't there a whistleblower that lost his life after he was blowing the whistle on Boeing and their lack of taking care and maintaining their planes? Didn't that happen about a year or two ago? I could have sworn I reported that too. Same guy that blew the whistle on Boeing and their lack of really taking care of their planes and building solid planes. He was pointing out they were just pumping out so many planes so fast that they overlooked certain safety protocols. That what did he say? Something about the material that they were using may have been not as great because of they used lower grade of material when it came to building these planes. Something like that. There was just suddenly they needed to make a buttload of planes. And they just said, okay, we got to mass produce. And they just kind of overlooked certain things that they used to use or used to do and cut corners so that they can make a plane or make multiple planes and do it cheaper but faster, or cheaper and faster, right? And so that particular person who is stepping out and speaking out about that and was the whistleblower, he now is no longer alive. He's gone. How convenient, right? So maybe we are seeing what he's talking about. Now we're finally seeing that these planes are not keeping up to what they have been said to be able to do, right? Fly multiple miles, right? Copious amounts of miles and not have to, without having to repair or anything of that sort. Maybe we are seeing that. And I think a lot of the protocols that they used to have been overlooked just so that they can continue having planes out for everyone to ride in, because this is a multi-trillion dollar industry. The airline business. It's ridiculous how expensive and how much money they make. I'm just playing this again really quick. We got a few more things. Hold on. That is some terrifying stuff. Yeah, I'm out. Even so, if I was even at the windows filming that, we commentary and all that, I would be so far away from those windows because I'd be worried about that exploding. That kind of blast? Nah, man. Let's take a look at this. We got a few things here.
As to what exactly they are looking at here. So we are still continuing to watch this live. We're hearing from some of the passengers on that plane who were evacuating it and getting off from the wing. We're still waiting to learn more, though, because it's complicated. But as you can see here, the plane got quite close to where the gate was, but obviously something went terribly wrong. And passengers ended up having to evacuate in part on the wing of that plane. This is the left side of the plane that you're looking at here, still covered in smoke as we saw the crews on the ground, emergency response, fire trucks going in and trying to deal with this the best that they could. Still figuring out what exactly is at play here. The FAA is now investigating this. They put out a preliminary statement earlier that didn't have a lot of information as to what exactly they are looking at here. So we are still continuing to watch this live. We're hearing from some of the passengers on that plane who were evacuating it and getting off from the wing. We're still waiting to learn more, though, because
I mean, this is just like kind of like a loop. It's just repeating over and over and over again. But this is, this is some scary stuff, yo. We definitely need to find, if there should be protocol that should have been followed. Now, do things like this happen? Yeah. Just like when you drive your car, even after you get a car fully maintained and taken care of, a car can still shut down on you, right? Things happen. Mechanical things happen, okay? But still, the fact that this is just these kinds of things keep happening. I mean, it'd be a different story if this happened and just now and nothing of the last 2 months ever happened, right? If nothing over the past 2 months ever happened, then we'd still be very shocked and still be scary as hell. But at the same time, this just is even more palpable because of the track record that airlines have had over the past 2-3 months. I mean, we are in the third month of the year. Wow. Why does it feel like it's been 7 months already? But it's the third month of the year. We are marching into the middle of March. Can you believe how fast March went, right? And we've already had and been reporting so many other casualties, so many other scary things that have happened as of late. And I'm telling you right now, this is not good. The track record is real, and I can see why people are very hesitant about flying right now. And that screws up money. That screws up work. Okay? If this becomes a thing, that's going to be more and more people will be grounded. More and more people will not want to get into planes and fly. See what happens. See how that happens to the job industry in that area and all that. If it continues this way. Let's take a look at this.
We start tonight at 7 with breaking news. New video shows fire on the ground underneath a plane at Denver International Airport. You can see all of the smoke pouring out there. As we zoom in, you can see those flames. The airport confirming that an American Airlines flight caught fire at gate C38. Now, the passengers were evacuated and the slides were deployed. This fire has been extinguished right now. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Kim Posey.
Yeah, and I'm Christina. Well, certainly lots to get to here. So these pictures and video just coming into our newsroom. We're working to confirm which flight this was. A DIA spokesperson says that nobody was hurt here, so that's important to mention.
That's good.
And joining us now is Channel 2 aviation safety expert and USC professor Steve Cowell. Steve, thanks so much for joining us, especially on such quick notice. Diving right into this, you've seen the video and pictures. What do you think? What did you think when you first saw this? What do you make of it?
Well, first and foremost, what I saw were the flames on the ground, which is indicating some sort of flammable fluid on the ground. I did not see any indication of the aircraft itself being on fire.
See, however, the black marks right there on the plane, is that just from the smoke? And what would you expect the passengers to be experiencing inside the cabin with something like this?
Well, first of all, if there's an aircraft fire on the aircraft itself, the pilot is not going to pull into the gate. He's going to stand by while the aircraft rescue and firefighting teams deal with the situation on the outside. So I believe that the blackened outside is probably due to all of the smoke that came around the airplane as well as the soot. What the passengers were doing inside was exactly, hopefully, what the flight attendants were telling them to do. Leave their carry-on baggage behind, exit through the nearest available exit, and they were helping to guide the evacuation of the airplane.
All right, we will be touching base with you later in the evening. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise. I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, crazy stuff. I mean, obviously things are not done yet, clearly. But at the same time, I would hope that there is going to be more of a deep dive of what's going on here. But I also think that there's a lot of information they're withholding to the public, or withholding from the public. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe it's to get more people to get out there and fly their planes and not, to travel and not scare people and all that stuff. But I do truly think that there's a lot of information that they're not giving out. So, I am quite curious as to what they're going to say now with this, right? Scary stuff.
To breaking news unfolding out of the US right now, a flight has erupted in flames at an international airport in Denver. Live to our US correspondent, Miley Hogan. Miley, what do we know?
Well, Tash, these are really incredible pictures that are just coming into our newsroom now. You can see a commercial flight, an American Airlines flight, has caught fire on the tarmac at Denver International Airport. Passengers were evacuated from that flight. Some have managed to make their way out onto the wing. Others used slides to get out of that aircraft. Now, this is all happening this happened around 45 minutes ago. So we're still getting information on what exactly has happened here. We do not know what caused that fire. At this stage, the airport is saying that no injuries have been reported at this stage, but incredible pictures. If that is the case, that there have been no injuries, that all of those passengers have been able to get out of that flight that is on fire and managed to escape.
This report ain't wrong. First off, thank God everybody's okay. I mean, as far as their livelihood, everyone's alive. But sure, there's going to be a lot of people suffering from PTSD and all that as well. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people wanting their refunds. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going to be scared to get back onto another flight after this type of incident. So, of course, that's going to be terrifying as well. But again, people are still okay, which is very, very good news. All right. I'm very, very happy to hear that no one has lost their life. But again, there's going to be a lot of people having serious anxiety attacks, etc., with this whole situation. And the more we see this, because again, these planes, they're flying everybody, guys. They're flying everybody, old to young, male to female, everybody, every rainbow, every race under the sun. It doesn't matter, So I still can't believe that this is even a real thing. Still shocked that this is a real thing. Let's take a look at this video too. I know the CNN was kind of playing it in a repeat that we just saw a second ago, but here's like the original video.
Like that. Oh, what happened?
It's on fire.
Oh, and I showed this to you guys earlier, but this is kind of like a cleaner version of it. I mean, look at all those people and look how thick that smoke is, because there's the tail right there, the tip of the tail right there. That's how thick it is. You could barely see through it. That's wild. This really can't be. I just can't believe this is real. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still just so shocked at how real this is. Here's some photos as well. All the people standing on the wing. as it's just, look at that. Look at underneath the flames, right? Just terrifying stuff, y'all. And we've all seen this video. But this is some terrifying stuff.
Good. That was quick.
We all saw this video. But again, right now, there have been no casualties, which is, of course, fantastic news. People are still trying to get out. Oh, there's some more video. Oh, let's take a look at this one too. Wow. We got more video.
Oh my God, that might be bullshit.
Again, imagine being somebody on this plane. Terrifying stuff, y'all. I'm out. Like, I'm gone. They can be like, where's Pat? I'm gone. Okay? I'm inside. I'm in the bar having a drink. Okay? Trying to calm those doggone nerves while y'all are still on the tarmac. That's how fast I'd be moving. Okay? Far away from that plane. As far as humanly possible. Okay? But that is scary stuff. And very real. And the question still remains, how the hell did this happen? Why the hell did this happen? Why? And sure, people can point blame at everybody and their mama. They can sit there and go, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of this, that, and the third. But at the same time, we don't know why this happened. We do not know why this whole thing went down the way it went down. We really don't. And again, the question still remains, is this because this was an oversight on equipment? Was this just straight up laziness? Was something maliciously done here or not? That is something I think we all want to know, right? But instead of us pointing fingers at certain groups and certain leaders and all that stuff, I think it's best that we sit back and wait and find out what's going on. But at the same time, this is our livelihood. When you are innocently getting on a plane to go see your mom or fly out to go see some corner of the world that you've always wanted to check off your bucket list, and you're putting your life in the pilot and in that airline's hands, and things like this happen, it's unacceptable. It is absolutely unacceptable. But it is good that they landed when they did. You have to look at the bright side on that. Let's just be real, because it could have gone so much worse. It could have been even more devastating. That plane could have gone up in flames and just plummeted to the ground. So again, it's a good thing that they landed and that the crew saw something that was wrong and quickly did whatever they had to do to land. I'd rather be on the ground running away or walking away from smoke quickly, speed walking away from smoke, than be in the plane midair in this doggone tuna can while one of the planes is just bursting in flames. Let's be real. I'd prefer being on the ground and walking away from it still intact and alive than that plane bursting into a damn fireball. It is a tuna can. That's what I think it is. It's a doggone tuna can that's just is a cylindrical tuna can that's just blasting, flying through the air. Okay? It's a miracle that we land. I'm being real. We should be like, holy, woo, yes. Testify. I'm being real because it's a miracle when we land every time. Science be sciencing. It's amazing that the planes do what they do, but still, they're so dangerous, man. They're dangerous. So, this is very interesting. It's very heartbreaking, but I'm glad that everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. But now we're going to find out what happened here. Why did it happen? And what can we do, or what can they do? Because shoot, I'm not some, aviation engineer. Okay. Yeah, it's like a Pringle can. Exactly, gamer lover. Dag nabbit. It's like a Pringle can with wings. Okay. Just flying through the air. Doggone Pringle can with a petri dish in the middle of it, and that's called humans, okay? Because for a fact it's recycled air. So if somebody sneezes, it's all up in everybody, okay? We're all embracing and smelling and inhaling that sneeze. No one ever thought about that. No one's ever thought about that. It's recycled air. You can't open the window. If it gets a little musky on the plane, you can't open up the window. What do you think is going to happen? Scrunch. You know what I mean? That's not good. That's not good. Right? Just saying. Just saying. Amanda, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. This is scary. I'm glad we decided to stay home this year. I'm glad you decided to stay home this year too. Okay? Aria, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And just like Aria, hit that join button down below. Become a member, please and thank you. All right? So, again, thank God everybody's okay. Let's find out what really actually happened here. I'm sure they're going to give us some sort of explanation on what happened. Will it be the full truth? Hopefully it is. Sounds like it was a mechanical error. But could that mechanical error been prevented? That's something that they need to look into, right? Yeah, exactly. You're breathing in those fart molecules too. It's diabolical, y'all. Yeah. And you're sitting there in the plane. You just blasted ass, and you're sitting there going, I don't smell that. That's amazing. No one's gonna smell. Nope. Everyone just inhaled it. Everyone just breathed in your yeah. While you're blowing biscuits on the plane, it's floating in the air for everyone. Particles just sitting there, chilling. I'm telling you, okay? Look it up and tell me I'm lying, okay? It's the truth. Sorry, it's recycled air. So, yeah. I'll stop now. But anyway, just hold it in when you're flying. Do everyone a service. And just, okay, hold it in. And then go to the bathroom, not on the plane. People, can I just say, don't drop a deuce on the plane. Do you know how mean that is? That's mean. And it's even meaner to the people that are all the way in the back and they got that seat that's right by the toilet. Okay? Please. Don't do that. Just hold it in. Hold it in. It'll be fine. Okay? Gas is combustible. Yes, gas is combustible. Congratulations. See, we're learning stuff today. Yes, it's like an episode of Bill Nye the Science Guys. But we not doing that. We doing the urban version of Bill Nye. Okay? So like I said, hold it in. Yeah, well, see, if you wear a diaper, that's not any better. Don't wear a diaper. No, just hold it in. And then if you gotta, you know what I mean? If you gotta boo-boo, you gotta do whatever, do it after you land or before you land. Okay? Those longer flights, I don't know what to tell you. Good luck. Good luck. But on those shorter flights, hold it in. Hold it in. Okay? Yeah, but you know for a fact, it's always the silent but violent ones that happen on the doggone plane. I'm being real, okay? You're like, goosh, and you're like, oh, that one's gonna be bad. That one in your head, you're like, whoo, that felt hot coming out of me. That was no one smelled it. Wow, no one smelled that? Damn. But they don't need to smell it. They now have just been breathing it in. It's nasty. Hold it in. That's all I'm saying. Just hold it in. Okay? Don't eat no dairy, no red beans and rice. Okay? No beans. All right? Before you get on a plane. Don't eat anything that's going to make your tummy get a little rumbly. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Just don't do that. Okay? And I'm sorry, sweetheart. Okay? Sandra, the mask is not going to save you. But you can wear it. That's fine. Okay? Just wear it. Taco Bell makes you boo-boo? Makes you want to like cut the wind, cut the cheese, blast some ass? Okay, that's a new one for me. We just learned something new about Debbie, okay? That's funny. Taco Bell. That's a new one for me. Taco Bell. Okay. But anyway, guys, I don't know how we went there today. Sometimes we do, you know? Sometimes we do need to go there. Just you know, cut it up a little bit. And I'm not talking about the cheese. Okay? But still, I appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot. If we find out more information revolving around this, I will let you guys know. Okay? I would definitely let you guys know. Taco Bell makes people want to just blast that. That's a new one for me. I didn't. Thank you, Rachel, for letting me know that. She said, Taco Bell does not affect me. No. Okay. Congratulations. Okay. But that's new to me. Taco Bell makes you release those gaseous fumes from betwixt thy buttocks. That's a new one for me. That's a new one. I didn't know that. I can see like McDonald's, you know, because it's just nasty. Taco Bell ain't any better. But, you know, I just figured it's a little, I don't know. We don't even know what's really in that meat. What is in that meat? That's what I'd like to know too. But that's another conversation. That has nothing to do with airlines falling from the sky. Okay? But remember, guys, if you do end up traveling, okay? Sorry, I just read something that just got me weak. Sorry. I'm going to read it for you guys in a second. But if you guys are going to travel, just be safe out there because it is insane. Okay? These airlines have been doing what they've been doing like crazy. But what really just took me aback was White Castle lube the tubes too. I have never heard that phrase ever in my life. Honey, that's a new one for me. White Castles lubes the tubes too. Interesting. Yeah, White Castle's pretty bad. I will give you that one. White Castle's terrible. Okay? But let me just say this. Who in their right mind is driving around going, I'm craving some White Castle right now? Nobody. That's a late night munchies thing. You know what I'm saying? Who in their right mind is driving around going, oh my God, everyone's talking about what they're craving, right? And that one person goes, oh my God, you know what I'm really craving? Everyone's like, what? What, man? Oh, the White Castle, those sliders, man, and those chicken rings. What? No, you on the toilet for the next day. It does. It most definitely does lube the tubes, okay? So I can see what you're saying, okay? I can see what you're saying on that one, honey. You okay? That is it is the 3 a.m. bar closes, you're drunk, and you want some food. And there's nothing else open. Okay? That is the last resort. White Castles. Gut grenades. Wow, you guys got all kind lubes the tubes. Gut grenades. Why hairy tacos? What was that? Okay. Yeah, no. Crystal and White Castles are pretty much the same doggone thing, guys. Pam, it's the same. I guess that also lubes the tubes as well. See, if you said that phrase out of context, okay, that sounds terrible. You know what I mean? Like, take out White Castle and just say, that really lubes my tube. Somebody good look at you going, what? You know what I mean? Take it completely out of context and just throw it in there. Throw it into any conversation you're having. I'm just being real. Doesn't that throw you like, what? Wait, hold on. Bruh. What you say? What tube you talking about, baby? Who said you got a tube? What you talking about your tube, man? You know what I mean? Okay, I needed that laugh today. Thank you. Gut busters, I've heard, but lubing the tube is that there's a double meaning in that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Diaper delectable. Of course, Ass Man has to say that. Of course. Okay. Yeah, we're back at Diddy now. It's see, like, I can see Diddy saying something like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Really lose my tube. I don't know why that sounded like Snoop Dogg, but you know what I'm saying, okay? Yeah. So, again, if we find out more information, I'll let you guys know about all that, okay? Hold it in when you're flying on a plane because you are breathing recycled air, all right? Do everybody a favor. And hopefully they'll do the same for you. Don't eat no Taco Bell or White Castle because that lubes the tube, which has a double meaning in so many ways. It's very weird. Like, I feel like that's the title to an adult film. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Nobody? Maybe I'm just the only one. Oh, I'm not in rare form. This is me every day, Bluey. This is me every day, man. But anyway, I digress. Let us continue the conversation another time. If we find out more information, I'll let you guys know. But again, I hope that American Airlines comes up with some sort of explanation on what happened here. But again, it's a good thing that they caught it before it got really, really bad. I mean, you know, they caught it before they stayed in the air, which is also just very, very good news. Okay, guys? But that is the show. See how I said but? Anyway, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really means a lot. Okay? Thank you so much for coming in and being a part of the conversation and sharing a few laughs with me at the end. All right? We just need to have a few chuckles every once in a while. All right? Get a little silly every once in a while. I appreciate you guys. But please do me a favor before you head out. Okay? Do me that solid. Hit that like button down below. Crush it, do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. That'd be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to hit that follow button if you're watching on the other platforms. Of course, crush that subscribe button here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Make sure you're subscribed over there, please and thank you, okay? Hit that join button down below. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there, so go check it out, okay, guys? Anyway, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. We'll be talking very soon. Stay away from the White Castle and the Taco Bell if you don't want to lube your tube. Have a good one, guys. Much love to you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.